Gabrielle, and welcome back to our beautiful community in the skies. Today we will be continuing our Tuning Inwards Yoga Philosophies series, which we started with the practice of ahimsa, which is non-harm and non-violence. And today it will be all about Satya, which means truthfulness. And truthfulness encompasses multiple things, whether it be through our authenticity and showing up in a way that is true and honoring who we really are, while also embodying what we say, being truthful and honest and upfront with ourselves and also with others, but in the process still leading from a place of compassion and kindness at the root of it all. So being able to express and have self-expression in a healthy way that allows us to connect deeper with others and ourselves. So we'll be doing a gentler or slower flow as well to hopefully create space for you to feel and analyze how you can cultivate from a place of honesty throughout our practice. So grab your blocks, grab your pillows and blankets, and let's hop into it on our mat. So before we begin, at the top of the mat, I would like to offer a quote from Maya Angelou, which I feel embodies this idea of authenticity and truthfulness in oneself. So honoring here, as she states that you are only free when you realize you belong no place. You belong every place, no place at all. The price is high, the reward is great. So just reminding ourselves of that as we go ahead and start at the top of the mat. Coming into our standing position to start off today. So either closing your eyes or finding a gaze lowering down or right out in front of you, whatever feels safe and comfortable in your body, as we begin to just find stability, rocking back and forth for a minute, grounding into the big toes and the heel. And maybe keep a soft bend in the knee, arms by the side as we push the ground away from us to still find length in our torso. Relax your shoulders. And you can either keep the arms by the side or bring one palm to the chest, one to the belly. As we just take a couple of rounds of breath here. As we take an inhale through the nose. Nice and big. Relax the shoulders as you exhale. Release the breath out of the mouth. Inhale through the nose. All the way to the top, and exhale. Release the breath out of the mouth. Inhale, big breath in through the nose. Exhale, slowly release out of the mouth. Just taking another round on your own. Hold at the top for a second and exhale. Let the breath go. Release all the way at the bottom. And on the inhale, eyes can flutter open, our gaze can come up as we sweep the arms over, up head, and exhale, side bend over to the right. So I'll turn just so you can see here as we side bend, reaching the arm over. And inhale, come back to center. Exhale, side bend over to the left. Reach that right arm in line with the right ear. And inhale, come back up. And take it to the other side. Right arm floats down, left arm reaches across. And inhale, we'll come back up. Exhale, side bend over to the left. Inhale, we'll reach the arms back up, and this time bring the palms behind the head, soft bend in the knees. Shine the chest forward, elbows float back as we open the chest. And exhale, round the spine, draw the elbows to the midline of the body. Maybe they touch, maybe they don't, that's okay. And inhale, open the chest, elbows float back, gaze can float up. And exhale, round the spine, draw the elbows towards the center. And this time we'll open the chest, lifting wide, and exhale, maybe you bend into the knees, round the spine here. And inhale, push the ground away from you. Open the chest, open the elbows back. And exhale, round the spine, adding the movement in the lower body. And one more time. And this time we'll come back, release the arms by the sides here. And then we'll reach the arms back up overhead, sweeping over top. And exhale, begin to forward fold. Palms can come to your blocks or to your shins or hips. As we come into our forward fold, draw the belly towards the top thigh, allowing the head to hang. And inhale, halfway lift, coming up into a flat back. Root into the feet, shine the chest forward. And exhale, begin to forward fold down. And this time on the inhale, bend the knees. Sit back into your chair as we sweep the arms up in line with the ears for our chair pose. Keeping those knees nice and centered as we lift up through the chest. Engage your belly here. And exhale, palms come to heart center. Find your balance here as we twist to the right. Gaze can float back or forward, whatever feels comfortable. And inhale, we'll twist to center. And exhale, twist over to the left. Keeping those knees nice and squared to the top of the mat. Inhale, come back to center, and exhale, twist to the right. And inhale, come back to center, twist to the left. And this time on the inhale, we'll come back to center here. Finding that chair pose, reaching the arms right in line with the ears. And exhale, begin to hinge forward, coming back into that forward fold. Maybe straighten the legs here. And inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release, forward fold. Palms connect down to your mat. And this time, step the right foot back. And we'll bend the knee coming down, patting your knee here. Bumping the knee slightly back. Root into the mat or to your blocks as we lift up, coming into our low lunge. Exhale, cactus the arms, shine the chest forward here, holding in a slight back bend. And inhale, circle the arms forward and up. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale, we'll sweep the arms back up into our low lunge. And exhale, bring the palms to heart center. Stay lifted and exhale, twisting over to the right. So just moving from our torso, keeping that front leg stable. And inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. And we'll take it again, nice and controlled. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Then on the inhale, we'll come back to center, reaching the arms up. Exhale, float the palms down to your blocks or your mat. Bending into that front knee and lift the right leg off of the mat. Pivot the back toe or foot to frame the back edge of your mat as we come into our warrior two. So maybe you walk that front foot out, adjust your feet, finding stability here. Arms are nice and long here. And on the exhale, reverse warrior, right palm comes down to your right leg as you reach the left arm over. Or right palm can come to your hip. And inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior two. And this time on the exhale, bring the left elbow to the top of the left thigh as you reach the right arm over for our extended side angle. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, float back into our extended side angle. Left elbow comes to the top of the thigh. Reach the right arm over. Or you can always place that palm on the block or to the mat. Finding your truth, finding your limit of what feels comfortable here. And inhale, we'll come back, warrior two. This time, interlace the palms. Draw the shoulders back as we shine the chest forward in our warrior two variation. If this is too much, palms can also come to the hips as you roll the shoulders back and shine the chest forward. So still bending in that knee. And inhale, reach the arms up, warrior two. And exhale, we'll cartwheel the palms to frame the left foot. Step the left leg to meet the right. And we'll lower the knees down on our first time of our chaturanga as you bend the elbows. Lower the chin and chest down to the mat. Palms come by the sides as you untuck the toes. And lift the chest up in our cobra here. Exhale, release back down. Inhale, peel the chest up. Shine the chest forward. And exhale, roll back down. We'll begin to push ourselves up, coming to the knees. And then float the heels back in our first downward facing dog. Holding here for a second. Maybe you bend the knees. And then on the exhale, the left foot comes to the center of the mat and we'll step the right foot forward. Coming into a lunge and lower that back knee down, patting your knee with your pillow or blanket. Palms come to the block or to your mat and we sweep the arms up overhead into that low lunge. Stay nice and tall, nice and lifted. Exhale, palms float to the heart and we'll twist to the right side. So coming back into that twist. And exhale, twist over to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist to the right. And inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Holding for a second, we'll come back to center. Reach the arms up and cactus the arms here. Shine that chest forward. Allow yourself to be seen. Allow your voice to be seen in honoring your truth as we sweep the arms up and exhale, cactus the arms here. And inhale, release the palms down to your block or your mat. Bend into that right knee, lift the back knee up off of the mat and pivot the left foot down towards your mat, parallel to the short edge, coming into that warrior two, nice and strong here. So let me turn around. Still finding your warrior two. And on the exhale, begin to reverse warrior. Left palm comes down to the left leg. Right arm reaches right in line with the ear. And inhale, we'll come back, warrior two. Exhale, reverse warrior. And inhale, we'll come back into our warrior two. This time, bring the right elbow to the top of the right thigh and reach the left arm in line with the left ear, coming into our extended side ankle. And remember, you can also drop that palm down to your mat or to your block. So explore what feels good in honoring where you are today. And on the inhale, we'll come back up, reverse warrior. Inhale. Warrior two, exhale, extended side angle of your choice. And then on the inhale, we'll come back into our warrior two. We'll straighten that right leg coming into our triangle as we reach down to our shin or to our hip or your block. And the left arm will sweep up towards the sky here in our triangle pose. Envisioning our back up against a wall. Gently up against the wall here, finding your stability. And you can either stay here or bring the left palm towards the lower back for a bind as you draw this left shoulder back in your triangle pose here. So find what feels good. And inhale, we'll reach the left arm back up to the side. Bend into that knee. Come back up into your warrior two. Bring the palms to the hips and we'll turn the toes to face the front of the mat and turn the left toes to face the opposite side. Arms are out wide into a T. Coming into that triangle pose on this side as we reach through the left fingers. Gaze can come down towards the left foot. Release the palm down to your shin or to your block. Or you can place that left palm on your hip. So really rotating from the chest here in your triangle. And either staying here, or right palm can come to the hip or to your lower back for your bind. We draw the right shoulder back, opening our heart center here. And on the inhale, we'll bend into that left knee. Arms come back into our warrior two. And we'll release the palms down to our mat. Step the left leg back. So you can either stand to your plank or lower the knees as we hold for a second. And on the exhale, slowly bend into the elbows, lower all the way down. Coming down here, as your palms come by the sides, lift the chest up into your cobra. Or maybe you take an upward facing dog, lift the thighs off of your mat. And exhale, we'll round, coming back into our down dog. So find whatever feels good here, pedaling out the feet. And on the inhale, bend into your knees and slowly walk the palms back towards the feet. Take your time, nice and controlled. And we'll come into our forward fold. Inhale, palms come to the shins, halfway lift or to your blocks. Exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend into the knees and we'll sit back, coming into our chair pose. Arms on right in line with the ears here. Root into the feet. And on the exhale, we'll slowly come up to stand. Release the palms down to the sides. Coming into Tadasana or mountain pose. Ground into the feet as you inhale. Exhale out of the mouth. Continuing to breathe here, acknowledging where you are. And in honor of your truth, just thinking about ways throughout this practice that you can continue to cultivate and move from a place of honesty and non-judgment, and tailoring your practice to what feels honest in your body as we move through our flow. And so we'll take another deep breath in and exhale, release. And walk into the center of the mat or the top of your mat. Just creating space here as we sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Palms connect to your mat or your blocks or hips. And inhale, bend into the knees. Coming back into that chair pose, nice and strong in your body. And on the inhale, begin to straighten that left leg as we begin to lift the right foot off of the mat, hovering for a second. Find your length, engage your core, and we'll pulse the right knee. Staying nice and tall and rooted. And if this is uncomfortable, tapping the right knee down and then lifting it up. So find your comfort level as we pulse, nice and strong in your core. And on the exhale, step the right leg back, nice and gentle. Coming into our pyramid, bring the palms to the hips. So our right toes will turn outwards to the right side of our mat. Palms come to the hips. And we'll begin to hinge forward. So if you have your blocks, you can place them to frame your front foot. Palms can come down to your blocks, to the mat, to your hips or your shins. And with our right palm, can we gently turn the right hip towards the front of the mat, just to center off the hips for our alignment here. Staying nice and lifted as you draw the chest forward. And you can either stay here or begin to fold over that front leg in our pyramid. Breathing wherever you are. And on the inhale, bend into that front knee. And you can either glide the foot on the mat or lift that back leg up, coming into our standing Tadasana again, holding. And we'll pulse the leg or tap the foot down and bring it up. Whatever feels good as we pulse. Finding that inner strength and release the feet down to the mat. And shaking out, taking any movement that feels comfortable here. And on the inhale, sweeping those arms back up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend into the knees. Coming back into that chair pose, nice and strong. And on the exhale, we'll begin to straighten that right leg, lift the left foot off of the mat, or keep the toes down, holding here. And on the inhale, begin to pulse for 1, 2, and 3, 4. Find stability, and 5, and we'll hold. And begin to step the left foot back. Find your stance here. Our left toes frame the left side of our mat, coming into our pyramid. Palms come to the hips. And can we begin to gently rotate that left hip towards the top of our mat. Lift up tall and exhale. Hinge forward. Palms may come down to your shins or calves or to your block. Shining the chest forward. Draw the belly in. And either staying here, begin to fold over the right leg. And on the inhale, bend into that front knee. You can glide the foot on the mat or lift it up, finding our standing mountain pose. And we'll hold here and pulse for a few pulses. And release it back down the foot and shake it out. And on the inhale, sweeping that arms back up. Shine the chest forward. We'll shift the hips slightly forward in a back bend. Exhale, interlace the palms behind you as you shine the chest forward. Exhale, soften in the knees as we forward fold. Releasing any tension here from the shoulders. Shaking the neck left to right or up and down. Release the palms down to your mat and step the right leg back. Step the left leg back. And we'll hold in the plank or lower your knees down. Find what feels good. And exhale, bend the elbows, coming down all the way to your mat. So we'll tuck the toes under, extend the arms out in front of us, coming into our Sphinx pose. Palms are wide on our mat. Engage your glutes here as you peel the chest up, gazing towards the top of your mat. And on the exhale, gaze over towards the right shoulder. And inhale, come back to center. Exhale, gaze over to the left. And inhale, we'll come back to center. Lower the chest down towards the mat. And reach the arms back behind you. And tucking the toes under, peel the chest off of the mat. Lifting up, engage your glutes here. And exhale, lower back down. If this is too much, come back into your Sphinx pose. And we'll take it again. Roll the shoulders back, lift the chest up. And exhale, lower back down. Release the palms down. And we'll come to the knees. Take your time. Patting your knees if you have to. And we'll float the hips back for a child's pose. Draw the big toes together. Reach the palms out in front of you. Release the forehead down. Just for a minute here. And coming back to our practice of Satya, reminding yourself, how can I begin to cultivate honesty and truthfulness on my mat and off my mat? And on the inhale, we'll round the spine and come to the knees. So we'll come into our Camel Pose, which I feel like is a great expression of self-expression because we're really being vulnerable by opening our chest, our pectoral muscles, and our heart center. So I'm going to pad my knees, so pad your knees if you have sensitivity. And if you do have blocks, you can grab your blocks and bring them to the sides of your mat or your shins. So you don't have to have blocks. I'll just cue some different ways of getting to this camel pose. So we'll lift up, coming to the knees. And with our knees nice and aligned, just like in our chair pose, towards the center of the mat. And just envision a string drawing your thighs together or drawing your glutes together. And we'll bring the palms to the lower back, our lumbar spine, as we roll the shoulders back and lift the chest. So staying nice and centered here with our ears over our shoulders. So this may be your camel for today as you shine the chest forward, draw the elbows to center. Or maybe you reach for your blocks, if you have your blocks, and shine the chest forward. Engage your glutes wherever you are. Or maybe you lift or reach for your back heels or your calves. And begin to gently lift or glide the head back. Engage your glutes, engage your belly, shine your heart. Forward and up in your camel. And on the inhale, we'll slowly bring the palms to the lower back. And we'll gently come down for a second. Take your time. So that can be a very deep back bend. And we'll walk the palms out, coming into our child's pose or puppy pose, releasing any tension from the lower back. And inhale, we'll round the spine. Just take a few cat-cows just for a second to reset the spine. And we'll come back into our camel. So we'll try that expression again another time. So find what feels good. Maybe you try something different as we start off, bringing the palms to the lower back. Draw the shoulders back, draw the chest up, engage your glutes, draw the belly in. And then staying here, or release the palms to your heels or to your blocks. You can place the blocks on the highest height as we begin to open the chest. Draw the shoulder blades to center. And exhale, slowly bring the palms to the lower back. Take a moment to sit for a second. And then take your child's pose here. Maybe you flutter the lips. Releasing tension out of the face. Not judging it. And we'll come back up and make our way onto our back. Taking your time, however you need to get there. And we begin to lower down to the mat. Take your time, adding any pillows or blankets to support you as we draw the knees in a circle, releasing tension off of the lower back. And reverse the circles in the opposite direction. And coming back to center and rocking the knees right to left. So just massaging the back. Palms can stay by the sides or out into a T, or even cactusing the arms. And on the inhale, draw the knees over to the right, coming into our twist. If you have blocks, you can place blocks or pillows under your knees if the knees don't go all the way down to the ground. Gaze can come to the right or to the left or up towards the sky. Inhale, draw the knees back to center, and exhale, twist over to the left. In our reclined twist. And gaze can follow wherever it feels comfortable. On the next inhale, draw the knees in. Hugging the knees back in towards the chest. And maybe lift the head up off of the mat, coming into a ball. And exhale, lower the head, lower the feet down to the mat here. And we'll windshield wiper the legs one more time. So with the feet connected to the mat. And we'll come into our final resting pose. So releasing the feet. Maybe you come into a butterfly position or a supine butterfly position, Baddha Konasana. Or maybe you extend the legs out or place pillows underneath your knees or a block to support you. So find what feels comfortable in this final resting pose. Closing the eyes or the gazes up towards the sky. Even if you'd like to roll over to one side or even come into a seated pose of your choice. And allowing yourself to slowly just connect with the breath. As you breathe. And I'll add a little bit of sound here as you find your breath with my Tibetan bowl or singing bowl. Just allowing the sound to be, not being startled by the sound. As we find a few minutes of relaxation in your final resting pose. So gently allowing yourself to come back into the present. Taking any gentle movements here to begin to awaken the body. Wiggling the toes. Gently rocking the neck from left to right. And either staying where you are or coming over to one side and making your way up into a comfortable seated position if you so choose. Eyes can be closed, eyes can be open, wherever you are. And before closing out our practice, I'd like to offer an affirmation from With Love, Nina, honoring this truth or this Satya, and remembering that the world is a better, brighter place because I am here. The world is a better, brighter place because I am here. Telling yourself that. that the world is a better, brighter place because you are here. And we'll continue or end our practice with our 3 rounds of breath as a community, as a collective. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. And this final time on your own. Releasing, allowing yourself to be free and expressing yourself in a healthy way, honoring your authenticity and who you are, and allowing yourself to shine bright and to not shrink yourself, honoring who you are in your identity and standing firm in that. So I'd like to thank you again for showing up for yourself on the mat and for joining me here in the skies. So I look forward to seeing you again, and namaste. So I hope you all enjoyed our Satya practice for today and feel a little bit more intuitive in how you are showing up, cultivating that space of authenticity and communicating that to others, standing firm in who you are and your convictions while still leading from a place of kindness and non-harm throughout that. So if you'd like to continue with our Tuning Inwards Yoga Philosophy series, check out my Ahimsa video, which is on the channel as well. I also posted a Black History Month yoga flow to celebrate all things Black culture. And also I put out a February newsletter. So if you want to keep up with me with yoga and also outside of yoga, then the link is in the description as well. So I look forward to seeing you guys again on the yoga mat, y'all. Bye.